It's the 8:05 post-show at the Wallex U.S. Open of Surfing, celebrating the Huntington Beach Longboard Classic today. What a beautiful day. What a beautiful afternoon. We got some beautiful waves and some great surfing. That's why you're tuning in to this 8:05 post-show. I'm Kaipo, along with Mitchell Salazar, Matt Shanoski, the Waxhead. Matt, I thought today, I mean, this was just the elimination round, but I thought today was a great day of surfing.
It's such a shame to say goodbye to some of the surfers today. Some of the performances they put in, like Chase Leader and Max Weston, just highlights. But someone has to go home.
Yeah, that's a competition. Mitchell, what are a couple of the highlights that you saw today in both the men's and the women's?
Well, Taylor Jensen's performance, obviously looking to go back-to-back from last year. I think Alice Lemoigne had an incredible performance, and I'm really excited to see a lot of young kids, especially somebody like Jack Van Wagener, who's just from down the road in Encinitas. Good performance for him too, Kaipo.
Yeah, starting to see some of the new generation, right? Matt, as far as we got some of the veterans and then some of the newcomers to the world of professional longboarding.
That's right, and that's a result of these regional qualifications that have taken place during the year. It's the first year where there's actually been 2 events in each region to define who's ready to compete on the world stage. And if today's anything to go by, quite a few surfers are going to shake things up at the top end of the rankings at the end of the year.
Yeah, well, the last heat today was won by, they call him Johnny the Ripper. And you know why? Because he surfs really well. And so let's hear from our heat winner. He's with AJ.
He did surf very well. On to the next round here at your very first U.S. Open. What are your impressions so far?
Yeah, it was such a good heat. My first heat, I was just a little nervous in the first U.S. Open. There's a lot of people watching, you know. I had to get all the jitters out. I was like, did some homework that night and just rewatched my heat and talked to some of my friends, Connie Ellis-Stewart. He was explaining some stuff that I was not to do and not to do it like the next heat. So I feel better about that. I watched like a Jerry Lopez film, kind of he was like just being like relaxed with like yoga and stuff, and yeah, it helped a lot. So I'm excited I made it through this elimination heat. Yeah.
It sounds like you came into this one with a lot more confidence than you did your first. Like you said, got the jitters out. So how were you able to showcase your style of surfing once the jitters were gone?
I don't know. I just got to be relaxed out there, and as always, just kind of take a deep breath in. And, you know, you just got to relax. And always just pay attention to what you're doing, and yeah, just make it all the way through. Yeah.
And survive the pressure of your first elimination round. So how much confidence are you carrying moving forward?
Yeah, I'm super confident for the next round tomorrow, the round of 16. So I'll be stoked whoever I end up surfing with. I'm just super happy I made it this far. So yeah.
Well, we've enjoyed watching you surf. Congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you so much. Hello.
Aloha. We'll see you tomorrow, Johnny. And just the news for you, you're going to be surfing against Tony Silvani in heat number 4 of that round of 16. So that's going to be a great tale, Mitchell, of kind of the old guard and the new guard going at each other.
Yeah, it's going to be nice to see him go up against somebody who can pressure him, too. It's not every day that you're able to go up against a 14-year veteran like Tony Silvani, who's been doing this for a super long time. But Johnny's been ripping, and they're obviously, you know, very accurate with the nicknames they have over there in Honolulu. But I expect big things from him, and he said that he's very confident moving forward, too, Kaipo.
Yeah. Today, men's longboard action. Matt, Troy Mothershead, Cole Robbins, they went at it against each other in the elimination round. Let's take a look at that heat.
Yeah, very nostalgic performance there from Troy, really pulling out a lot of those hot dog maneuvers, like that power gouge there and that upright Lance Carsten style hang 10, a little bit of steez at the end. And he just brings something a little more creative to the scene where Cole, being a seasoned veteran as well, has that smooth, you'd call it a Santa Barbara style, but maybe those little stylish attributes that Troy brings was enough to get him over the edge.
Making good use of that wild card too, Kaipo, as we see Cole here. He had a couple of good opportunities, a 7.9 on this one, his best score, but was needing something big at the end in order to move and take out his good friend Troy Mothershead. This wave right here, I felt like it was kind of a missed opportunity for Cole Robbins. Great looking wave, has the tight 5 and then brings it to a 10 right here. But I felt like there was a moment where he could have exploded a bit more. It came down to me to the creativity that Troy Mothers had brought to the table, just like Matt was explaining.
Yeah, that's right. And let's take a look at the numbers. It was a close match, 14.84 over the 14.03. Mothershead advances on into the round of 16. The round of 16, Troy is going to be matched up against Kai Ellice-Flint in heat number 5 of that round of 16. That is a must-watch heat.
Yeah, and they have previous experience competing against each other, too, whether at the Mexi Log Fest or during the regional QS events, too. Really looking forward to that one tomorrow.
Well, we saw some of the action in the men's division. In the women's division, Matt, it was action-packed as well. We saw in the elimination round, heat number 7, Elise Lemoigne up against Natsumi Taoka. And Elise took the win here.
Yeah, beautiful nose riding display from Elise. It's starting to really come into her own. Combining those power gouges and those really lengthy soul arch nose rides. And Natsumi, well, I tell you what, she doesn't lay over easily. She charges. So Alice really had to go out to an early lead here and try and stick these 10s, which she did.
I thought her wave selection was so on point, too. Was catching those waves that weren't necessarily breaking all the way outside, but weren't breaking on the inside either, kind of halfway through the lineup. And as Matt was talking about, her style is so great, and she just brings so much flow to the table. Unfortunately for Taoka, had a couple of good scores, 13.44 heat total, but despite these long nose rides, wasn't really able to get on the best waves and get those excellent scores that she was needing to take out Elise Kaipo.
Yeah, Elise really put in a great show, but Japan, well represented. We'll see Natsumi Taoka, stop number 2 at Bells.
Yeah, I was having a chat to Natsumi after this heat, and I said to her, I can't wait to see her in the Bells Bowl. She goes hard, and it's something that everyone on tour knows that she doesn't pull back.
Take a look at the numbers in this heat. Elise Lemoigne going excellent, 16.12 wave total. On to the round of 16 for Elise, where she will be up against Tully White in heat 6 of that round of 16. Matt, Tully White, hometown girl for you.
That's it.
Up against Elise.
Two very contradictory styles as well. You have the smooth, effortless style of Tully, who doesn't rush anything. She just lets it all smooth and hang out. And then the other end of the spectrum, you have Alice, who just sends it, goes hard on the nose. If it's a closeout, don't worry, she'll find a way. So it's going to be a great heat to watch, a balance of opposites.
I love it. I love the balance of opposite. I also love the cup noodle wave of the day. And Mitchell, today's wave of the day, an 8.5 for Kai Ellice-Flint.
Well deserved. Look at that fade into the tank, then gets the tight 5 afterwards. But it was the rail work here at the end just looked beautiful, and it was the combination of maneuvers that added to that excellent score that he got. There's a reason why he got the wave of the day. How's that fade at the beginning too? Beautiful stuff.
The moving of from the midsection of the board, the footwork and everything to setting it up. A nostalgic performance with modern flair for Kai Ellice-Flint, combining the new and old to get an excellent wave on that. And I'll tell you what, Kai is in tomorrow with Declan Wyden, and that is going to be explosive and all Aussie affair, and the matchup is going to be one not to be missed.
Wow, another great heat in that round of 16. Well, what are we expecting tomorrow? We're going to be running that round of 16 tomorrow. What are we expecting surf-wise? Mitchell, let's take a look at the Surfline forecast for more information on what to expect in the morning.
Yeah, it should be very fun. Playful run of swells throughout the entirety of this week, and having that little west in the swells is going to really peak things up as we've seen in the last few days. But AM winds been very light, and as we can see in the afternoon, stronger, but not necessarily too strong. Things haven't gotten out of control. Things have been very fun throughout the entirety of these days, and when we talk about the consistency of these waves too, it's been there the entire time.
Oh, looking forward to finals weekend. Matt, we got another playful swell on the charts. Look at those 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 3 to 4. It looks consistent. It's going to be a great run of waves.
Yeah, I don't think the surfers will need to diversify their quiver or their equipment too much, which is great because these surfers are primed and ready to go.
Yeah, I'd really like to see those 3 to 4 foot faces towards the finals day too. It's going to be crucial when we get to those big matchups on finals day, Kaipo.
Yeah, it's great, and something to look forward to. You know what I look forward to?
Top 5.
It's time for the top 5. Let's get going with today's top 5 moments. At number 5, who let the logs out? Logs unleashed.
Well, fortunately for a lot of these surfers, these logs didn't get severely injured, even though we did see some close encounters of the third kind right there at the pier.
Call it the pylon boogie, and that thing's just, wow, floating by itself. Those aliens are finding their way underneath that thing.
Don't need a leash.
You
don't need a leash until this happens. Oh, no.
He got lucky right there that neither him nor the board clashed with the pier.
You gotta laugh it off sometimes. Okay, what's gonna happen here? I bet you're gonna, oh no, there he goes, the Stewart, ghost riding, all the way to the beach.
Yep, sometimes these boards can be a little self-possessed, Kaipo.
Number 4, defending champ, Taylor Jensen. He won his elimination round heat, Matt.
Super technical surf from Taylor, and love this stepping back into that power gouge, using his body to his advantage. And I was very surprised that, you know, I know that he's got a lot left in the tank, and he is primed. He did this last year, just sneaking his way in, and I think he's going to be one to watch. Have a look at this beautiful 5 and 10 combo, using the hips, booging through the midsection, and just cutting that one down for a really convincing heat win.
Great surfing by our defending champ. Number 3, Mitchell, Alice Lemoigne. She went excellent in her performance today.
Yeah, 16.1 heat total. Her wave selection on point. Beautiful nose rides, combining it with great rail work as well. We saw her take out a Luffy board that is just looking amazing underneath her feet, using a very long fin as well. But I really think that her nose riding skills are some of the most superior ones we've seen on the women's side for a few years. But look at this. On point in terms of her positioning out there, putting in a lot of work with her preheat analysis when it came to where she wanted to sit, what she wanted to accomplish during this heat. Hasn't been able to crown herself a world champion just yet, Kaipo. But guess what? Heading into Malibu, she could be doing it this year.
Looking good. So was number 2, Eduard Delpero, Matt.
Yeah, silky smooth surfing from Eduard. Beautiful transitions here where he cuts it through and back up using his feet onto the tip, and full length of the surfboard being used by Eduard, and finishing really clean. So that's what the judges were looking for today, and he exemplified that in stylish fashion.
Sure did. Great surfing. 8.33, 7.93 in this performance.
His wave selection on both the right and the left, Kaipo, was absurd. Look at that nose ride. That was a long one. Brought it all the way to the pier and added the down carve right there just for good measure at the end too. Strong performance by the French surfer.
One of the few people to shoot the pier all day as well.
And number 1, it was Mason Schremmer with a giant heat total of 16.5 for some on-point surfing, Matt.
Absolutely. She set the tone for the day, combining the elements of power surfing and quick footwork, but also, of course, those critical nose rides. Retribution from her slow heat 1 the other day, and she came back with a bang on these set waves in the morning. Glass just looking fantastic with her Thomas surfboard and her delicate footwork. And there's that rail engaged. Mason, she's going to be one to watch in this event, carrying in that red jersey into the next round.
There you go. And here we go. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Mitchell. We're going to do it again tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow, 8 a.m. Pacific time. The show's going to continue here at Huntington Beach. And meanwhile, enjoy the end of day highlights. See you tomorrow.
Good morning, surf fans. Welcome to the Huntington Beach Longboard Classic, part of the Wallex US Open of Surfing, presented by Pacifico. We're going to start off with women's longboarding, championship tour longboarding. Flirting with the nose there. Do we still say cheater 5?
Clean footwork, toes over the nose and stepping back. So this is going to be a good scoring wave.
There we go.
Oh, beautiful perch for the 10 there. Here we go.
Pier ball right. Look at that. Nice deep takeoff.
A lot of speed and some control. Hanging that 5. levitating there through that section. That was difficult to do. Here's our heat leader with some style. Camped out on the nose.
4 steps up to the tip. Love this nose ride. That turn, the judges will really like that. Staying high on the wave. Beautiful nose ride here.
Straight to the nose. Hood ornament style. Getting up there, staying there, now having to react.
Stop number 1 of the World Longboard Tour. We're switching gears here.
We've just transitioned into the men's event. That was phenomenal longboard surfing.
Quickly to the 5, then 10, and perching. Wow, talk about extending that nose ride in the critical part of the wave.
Not the surfboard.
Oh my God.
Oh, look at that.
And that is a long nose ride.
Parked.
So long, you can eat a sandwich up there. Endless summer.
This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or